Hey guys, I had to come back to you guys with a new video. So welcome to my channel. If you haven't saw me anytime today, or this is your first time coming to my channel, this is your girl, Divine Mother, Goddess Yamaya. And I wanted to talk about something that Spirit gave me a download about, have been for the previous week or so, and I just haven't touched on it. But really, it's something that I've been thinking about myself, and I guess it just was reiterated in my mind by Spirit and the Holy Ghost and my ancestors to talk about it. So I have been seeing a lot of things on social media, particularly in regards to women and how they behave themselves around their children, especially around their daughters, and they're misleading them. But I also wanted to talk about how women also address themselves and carry themselves in front of men who they're with, and I want to say their partners or husbands or boyfriends, whatever title you want to put on it, their significant other, and how they interact as well around them and their partners or their significant others' friends. And I wanted to touch on the outlook that they're portraying for themselves when they do it, from my perspective of what I'm seeing and how I view it as an outsider who do not be participating in acts like this. So take it for what you want to take it as. It doesn't have to be held of value to you. It doesn't make my opinion right or wrong, but it's just something that I wanted to talk about that's coming from my perspective. And what I'm seeing, basically what I want to talk about, is how women, they'll be in large groups of people at social gatherings, and all of a sudden a song come on and they're twerking, and it's like so many different age groups and age ranges that's varying there, that's amongst that group, who's not only participating but just being there and just happen to be a witness to what is going on. And some people may not say anything because maybe they don't feel any way about it. A lot of these videos I see, and no person is really paying any mind to it. And I know you guys probably are thinking like, well, why does it matter to you? It matters to me because I want to make the world a better place, and I want to see what's being put out there in a positive way to give people some type of perspective of where we should be heading in this world, in the universe, in order to prolong humanity. And with all of these things that's happening, that's really disgusting to those who carry themselves in a manner where they want to project to young women how to treat themselves and how to carry themselves amongst men and women, and not just that, but their peers as well. We want to set an example and be an example of what we want the young women to grow up to be. We don't want them to be the girls that people talk about, the women that people talk about and don't want anything to do with. We want these women and these young ladies to be amongst groups where they're amongst social groups that are of the elite, and the elite does not have to be that you come from a high social economic background. I just mean in the sense of like their higher level of their thinking, their higher level of how they carry themselves, their higher level of what they allow themselves to be around, because they know that it's better to be around things that has less distraction, that is holding themselves of value and being mindful of what they're interacting with and what they're putting out there, because they want to be treated in the way of how they carry themselves. And so we want to be a role model. We want to be an example, especially if we're doing acts of what I'm talking about and mentioning, touching on, in places where it's already bad in a neighborhood, it's already bad in that family, in the social gatherings that happens. Is always a lot of stuff going on. As it is, it may be drugs going on at the party, it may be alcohol going on at the party, it may be fights going on at the party, it may not be. It might be a lot of hostile jokes, it might be a lot of non-talking, non-communication, and hostile energies in the atmosphere where the kids can pick up on the vibrations. And so we just want to be mindful of like whatever we're popping up with, whatever ideas we're having, that we're inciting good. We're inciting for our children and for those around us to see us and put us on a high pedestal of their views and outlooks on us as women and as young ladies and as teenagers, girls who are aspiring and looking up to you. They're looking for you to be an example of what they want to be, and we don't want them to be, right? I will hope a majority of us can say that we don't want our young girls to grow up to be low status, to be low vibrational, to be one of the young ladies who are overlooked and talked about and does not be able to succeed and excel in life because she has this bad background of the way she carry herself and how people treat her, and word of mouth do go around into certain places that you try to get into later on. These young ladies, they're gonna have to get a job, maybe, possibly, if that's what they aspire for, but 9 times out of 10 we want to push them to be entrepreneurs, and they're gonna have businesses, and they're gonna have to have people who barter their services, and a lot of people don't barter service from people who have really bad backgrounds or who are known to carry themselves of low regards and don't carry themselves in a sense of wanting respect. And so they get treated like that. Their service isn't really patronized in the sense of is genuinely for them. Is maybe patronized because of what the expectations are from the people who are participating in bartering their services. Is not for the right intentions. And we want the world to be better. So be careful and be mindful of what you're putting out there, the things that you're doing, the things that you're saying, how you're speaking, how you're carrying yourself. Being an example of what you want them to be, ladies, mothers, sisters, aunties, friends. Even if you don't have a child or you are not amongst children all the time, just be mindful of who's around. Be mindful of whose sons around. Be mindful of whose husbands around. Be mindful of whose brothers are around. Be mindful of whose cousins are around. Be mindful of if there's pedophiles around. Be mindful if there's strange men around. Be mindful if there's men who are stalkers around. Be mindful of people who may despise of what you're doing in your character, and maybe they might want to end up doing something about it in a way where they might go out, and we already have all of these mass shootings and mass killings where people are going out into the world and they're killing people because they despise them and they're different from their belief system. Stop giving people reasons to want to hurt you or to hurt others because you're acting in a way where you want to be the life of the party, but there's consequences to being the life of the party sometimes, and you may get some instant gratification at the moment, but the instant karma that comes around with it later on, or possibly as soon as after you get that instant gratification, because there's balance needed, then you have to pay in a way where you don't really want to pay. So choose to make better decisions. Choose to be a better person. I know a lot of you young ladies are going to be upset with this message, but I don't care. That's neither here nor there, neither there. It doesn't matter to me what you think, honestly. This is my personal opinion, and I'm going to voice it. No one can stop me from saying anything that I have to say. I see the world for the way that I see it, and you don't have to understand my viewpoint of where I'm coming from. You don't have to be explained by me of who I am. It doesn't matter to me what you think of me if you don't agree with me. I hope you have a blessed day despite it all. It doesn't matter, okay, to me at all about your opinion. So if you don't have anything positive to say, keep it to yourself. If you choose to make comments, a lot of them will be ignored if they're not positive, because I'm on the wavelength of positivity, and I wish that to you. If you haven't found yourself, I hope that you do. Have a blessed day, guys. I love you.